Hey guys, what's up? So I'm going to tell you a little bit about some of the differences today between England and Italy. So that's for some of my friends in the UK, as well as some of my Italian friends who've never been to the UK before, but who are interested in learning a little bit more about the differences between these two European countries. Okay, so the first difference between England and Italy, first difference is about the food. Italian food is famous worldwide. It's amazing, it's awesome. English food isn't famous worldwide. I'm not going to say it's bad, but it's just not famous to the same extent that Italian stuff is famous. Now, what is Italian food? Most people, as soon as they think of Italian food, they kind of think of spaghetti bolognese with meatballs on it. They think of pizza, and there is a lot more to it. Like, Italy is a very, very old country which has a vast history, and each region is different. Each region is unique, and they all have their own foods that you're not necessarily going to find in other parts of the country. So, one of the general rules about Italian food is that everything is simple but high quality. And all the products are made locally sourced. You're not going to sit inside?
He say bye bye to me.
You can sit inside if you want. You can stay in for a bit if you want. Yeah, so go to any supermarket in Italy, and let's say it's got 10 aisles in it. 9 out of those 10 aisles are going to be filled with good ingredients for food. Fresh pasta, vegetables, fruits, meats, cheese, this kind of thing. And then the other one aisle of the supermarket is going to be filled with kind of your frozen stuff, your ready meals, and what you could kind of consider as being junk food. However, in the UK, the opposite applies. Maybe 9 of those aisles are filled of ready meals and plastic kind of junk food things, and then the other one aisle is going to be filled with kind of fresh, good stuff. So the food is very, very different. However, one of the good things about the UK that you don't see so much in Italy is that in the UK things are available all year round. Like, you can get whatever you want pretty much whenever you want it. Whereas in Italy, it's going to be a lot more difficult to find things from different countries and also find things that are grown out of season. Like in England, anytime you can get some strawberries, you can get some cherries, you can get all the things you want. Whether it's January or July, you can still get the same things. Whereas in Italy, at the moment, there's no strawberries anywhere, there's no cherries anywhere, but there's lots of oranges. But come a different time of year, there's going to be no oranges, but there's going to be lots of strawberries. So everything that they eat here is pretty seasonal, as well as locally produced, which is very, very good. But every so often you just get a craving for something different, or something that's not found in this area, and you're going to have a bit more difficulty finding it. For me at the moment, I really miss Indian food. I really miss Indian food, and there's really not that much Indian food to be found in, at least in this area. There's a few kebab shops, and there's a few places that sell like kind of Middle Eastern style stuff, but there's really nothing in the way of Indian food like you'd find in a curry house or something in the UK. I also really miss like Mexican stuff, and just like a good burger every so often and that kind of thing. You just find things that you miss and things that you crave no matter where you are in the world, and Italian stuff is freaking awesome, but every so often you just want something different from time to time. Whereas in England, you can pretty much get everything you want whenever it is that you want it. So that's one big, big difference, is the food in both countries. So if you've never been to Italy, come and try it out. Come and try some of the local stuff. But don't expect people to be too amused if you go to the first Italian restaurant you see and ask for spaghetti bolognese with meatballs, because most of them probably not going to have that. Alright, let me continue. Another big point is the people themselves. Like, the people here are a lot healthier than they are in the UK. Like, I've been here for several months now, and I've seen barely any fat people barely anyone here is fat. Like, there is just no fat people here because they walk a lot, they exercise a lot, and they eat well. They take care of themselves. Whereas, like, where the city I used to live in England, like, there's fat people everywhere. So you don't see that many fat people here in the same way as you do in the UK. People are a lot healthier in Italy. They're a lot better dressed as well. Like, people tend to really take care of their appearance a lot better, and they're generally a lot more fashionable, and they're famous for that worldwide. You're not going to see people wearing a football shirt unless it's football season and they're supporting their favourite team. You just don't see people going out like that. Even when they go to the supermarket, they dress up and they make themselves look good. And I'll see more kind of well-dressed old people in Italy in a week than I'd see in the UK in months. So people here really do kind of take care of themselves a lot more. It really is a country of face, and a lot more so compared to like other parts of Northern Europe, where people don't really seem to care so much, or at least don't seem to appear like they care so much. So that's another difference. A third difference between the two countries is about organisation, or shall I say lack thereof, here in Italy. Italy is famous for its nightmare bureaucracy. So if you're not from the European Union and you want to come and live and stay in Italy, then just be prepared to be pulling your hair out with stress. I'm lucky because I have an EU passport, so it's easy for me to stay, but for those who are not from here, just be prepared for papers and papers and more papers, and basically taking a full day out to go to one government office. It's really not an efficient place, and it's really not organised at all. You know, like, you're basically going to have to take a day off work just to go to the post office. Because the post office here does everything. It's not just for doing post, but it's for doing bureaucratic stuff as well. And Italians just seem to love bureaucracy. Or at least the authorities just have this real love for bureaucracy that really has a habit of pissing off foreigners who want to stay here. So you might need a document, then you need to go to a different government office because the first one's closed. It's only open for a couple of hours a day on certain days of the week. You get there, find that the person who you need to see is not there, so you need to go see someone else, then you need to get another stamp on something different. It's just an absolute pain in the backside trying to do anything bureaucratic in Italy. It's a lot easier to deal with shit like that over in the UK. So that's one difference between the two countries, but that swings in favour of the UK. Although things are bureaucratic there, they're not quite anywhere near as difficult as it is here. You can go to a post office in England and be out in 5 or 10 minutes, whereas you go to a post office in Italy, you could be there for several hours. Punctuality is another big thing. Italians are always late. Like, people always come late. And that often applies for buses and trains as well. So you're going to have quite a few problems if you are the type of person who always wants to get things done on time. Then you're better off going to Germany, because Italy is really not a place for getting things done quickly and on time. So advice for you, if you're someone who's stuck in that position, is just roll with the punches and just go with it, because everyone else here kind of does the same thing, and just come to expect it. Don't really try and fight it too much, because you're just going to end up getting pissed off. So yeah, they are disorganized, but you know, it's the same thing for everyone. Anyway, let me try and think of some more differences between the UK and Italy. Major one, the weather, the climate. Obviously, England is known around the world as being basically just cold and fucking wet and miserable for most of the year, which it really, really is. Whereas Italy does have a lot better climate, at least where I live in the south of the country. So it's winter at the moment, it is January, it's kind of chilly, but it's really not that cold compared to the UK, where winter just lingers for months and months at a time. Summer in Italy is a lot better, it's a lot hotter, a lot drier, and it also goes on for a longer time. Like, I came here in October, it was still 27 degrees during the daytime. All the way through until mid-December, it was still pretty warm, or warm enough at least to just go out in like a a jumper or a light jacket, whereas in England it's already like getting cold at that time or before that time, and even during the summertime you can get periods of shit weather. So yeah, Italy definitely has the climate in favor of it, along with the general lifestyle of living here, you know. So it is a lot more laid back, but it really must be for you. So if you're the type of person who wants things to be organized all the time and done on time and take things too seriously, then don't really come, because it's probably not going to be for you. But anyway, I can't think of any more differences off the top of my head, but if any of you got any questions about anything, feel free to hit me up, and I'll be more than happy to oblige. So I'll speak to you all later.